In the headlines, 3 injured in IED explosion in Yobe. Fresh explosion hits gas facility in Rivers State. NDLEA intercepts tramadol hidden in gas cylinder, seizes cocaine and skunk in Kano and Lagos raids. And away from Nigeria, 6 Kenyan security officers killed in attack near Somali border. Hello and welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Now, at least 3 people were injured after an undetonated improvised explosive device, IED, exploded in Ungomari community, Buniyadi, Gujba local government area of Yobe State. A 22-year-old man reportedly found live ammunition while fetching firewood and attempted to open it with a hammer despite warnings. The explosion injured him and 2 others. Local authorities confirmed the victims were taken to Yobe State Specialist Hospital for treatment. Efforts to reach the police for comment were unsuccessful. Now, 6 Zamfara Community Protection Guards, CPG, and 4 local vigilantes were killed in an ambush by bandits in Anka local government area. The operatives were returning from a joint operation with the Nigerian army when they were attacked near Bagega. Governor Dauda Lawal confirmed the incident, revealing that 3 persons, including 2 CPG members and 1 vigilante, are still missing. He directed immediate medical aid for the injured and support for the victims' families. Now, a joint security task force has rescued a kidnapped naval officer, Cynthia Akor, and 2 others from a Fulani settlement in Nasarawa State. The operation, carried out by the military, the FCT Police Anti-Kidnapping Unit, the DSS, local hunters and vigilantes, took place between 2 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. on Sunday. Akor and the 2 civilians were abducted by gunmen on Friday at 7:34 p.m. near Momman Vatsa Estate Gate, Pape Road, Abuja. Following the attack, the kidnappers demanded 500 million naira for the naval officer and 200 million naira each for the other victims. Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, FCT Command, DCP Isia Kusharu, confirmed that upon receiving the distress report, security forces launched an intense search and rescue mission. The operation covered Pape, Gidambawa, Ungwan Maazu, and Yelwa Hills, spanning areas in the FCT and Nasarawa State. 4 suspects were arrested and 3.2 million naira suspected to be ransom money from previous kidnappings was recovered. The victims are currently receiving medical care at the Nigerian Army Clinic in Abuja. DCP Sharu assured residents that security in Pape and surrounding areas have been reinforced to prevent future incidents. He urged the public to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities. Now, a fire outbreak was reported at a gas pipeline along the Soku-Abua-Rumuji right-of-way in Akuku to a local government area of Rivers State, with conflicting accounts about whether an explosion occurred at the Soku gas plant. A General Secretary of Soku Community, Mr. Witness Alasia, refuted claims of an explosion at the plant, stating that misinformation was being spread. However, Dr. Fineface Dumnamene, Executive Director of the Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, YIC Nigeria, confirmed reports of an explosion through the organization's Youth Volunteers Network. Meanwhile, Rivers State Police Command spokesperson SP Grace Aringe Koko stated that authorities are yet to obtain detailed information on the incident. The situation has raised concerns about the safety of oil infrastructure in the region, prompting calls for enhanced security measures. Now, for many Nigerians battling kidney disease, the cost of dialysis is a heavy burden. In Bauchi State, patients undergoing treatment at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital share their struggles, even as they benefit from a government subsidy aimed at easing their financial pain. Trust TV's Adamu Imam brings us this report.
At the renal center of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital, patients like Safiano Haladu and Amin Adamu fight a daily battle for survival. Each session of dialysis brings hope, but also a lingering fear. How long can they afford to continue treatment, even with the government's 12,000 naira subsidy introduced earlier this year? For them, dialysis is not just a medical procedure, it is a lifeline. Every trip to the hospital is a reminder of the harsh reality of chronic illness and the financial strain it brings. We are appealing for a subsidy on medications, just as they have reduced the initial hospital charges. Buying even a single drug is difficult and expensive, so if they can address this issue, we will greatly appreciate it.
47,000 to 37,000 to 50,000. By now, we are paying 12,000. It's been a welcome development. So we want this, what we like call it, to continue because of the masses that used to come for dialysis.
Despite their challenges, the subsidy has provided some relief, even as economic hardship continues to cast a shadow over their health journey. According to Jummai and Azmi, Deputy Manager of the Renal Center, many patients remain grateful for the support, though concerns linger over the sustainability of the initiative.
Even with the subsidy, like yesterday, I had a scenario of a patient that came. He wanted his first session to be conducted while he doesn't have the 12,000 to pay. So it's a serious problem. If the government can come to our rescue, at least if they can do it free, like other institutions, Patiskum and Meduguri, they are doing it free to their patients.
Meanwhile, the Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Yusuf Jibrin, acknowledges that while the dialysis center is now equipped with modern facilities, more needs to be done, from infrastructure upgrades to better patients' education. Improvements are necessary to ensure effective and long-term care.
Anytime we are going to do dialysis in this hospital, we don't depend on the national grid. We have to own our generator because we don't want to start dialysis and then NEPA will take up the light. So we depend solely on generators using diesel. So the diesel consumption is very, very high in us, and as such, it's one of the major challenges we are behind, but we are coping actually.
Beyond the financial burden, misconceptions about dialysis remain a challenge. Dr. Jibrin emphasized the need for awareness and counseling, debunking fears that dialysis is a death sentence. For many, it is a second chance at life, if only they can afford to keep going. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now, the NDLEA has arrested a 42-year-old Indian woman, Neetu, at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport with 11 kilograms of heroin concealed in chocolate wraps. She was intercepted during the inward clearance of a Qatar Airways flight from Bangkok via Vietnam and Doha on March 14, 2025. The agency says drug cartels are increasingly using foreign nationals to traffic illicit substances through Nigeria, but NDLEA operatives continue to frustrate these attempts with advanced intelligence. In another operation in Kano on March 20th, officers arrested Michael Ogundele, 45, along Zaria Kaduna Road with a 50-liter gas cylinder stuffed with 50,000 tramadol pills. Further raids led to the arrest of multiple suspects and the seizure of large quantities of skunk, cocaine, heroin, and codeine syrup in Kano and Lagos. NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, commended the operatives and urged them to sustain the crackdown. Now, hundreds of Kogi Central constituents took to the streets in support of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who was suspended from the Senate on March 6th after a dispute with Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The protest follows attempts to recall her, with demonstrators chanting and carrying banners declaring their solidarity. Meanwhile, a federal high court in Lokoja initially barred INEC from acting on the recall petitions, but later lifted the injunction, affirming the constituents' right to recall any lawmaker. Suspended Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara made his first public appearance in 5 days on Sunday at a Thanksgiving service at Salvation Ministries, Port Harcourt. His presence follows growing speculation about his safety after President Tinubu declared a state of emergency in Rivers State. Accompanied by top politicians and allies, Fubara joined prayers led by Pastor David Ibiye Omi, thanking God for guidance amid the state's political turmoil. His reappearance dispels rumors that he had relocated to Bayelsa under Governor Doyediri's protection. Now, the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, has commended the federal government's steps toward implementing financial autonomy, but warns that funding challenges remain a major obstacle. At an expanded ESCO meeting in Abuja, ALGON leaders stressed the need for stronger financial support to enable local governments to tackle security, healthcare, and education challenges. The association reaffirmed its commitment to collaborating with state and federal authorities to ensure effective governance at the grassroots level.
We are impressed the way they are handling the implementation. Even in spite of some bottlenecks, I want to believe they are making progress. And all these are in the interest of we need, as the administrators at the local government level, to ensure that life is made better, for the citizens at the local government level. And this is why we have been clamoring for autonomy in local government so that we can implement a lot of developmental issues, particularly on security, health, education, and so on and so forth. We are making tremendous progress at the third tier of government to ensure that our democracy system is felt at the grassroots. Because development, we have to start from the grassroots. It's a bottom-top approach to implement the laudable programs and projects of Mr. President.
This is news updates on Trust TV coming up ahead. Rush for Eid outfits begins as tailors struggle to meet Salah demands. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is news updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. 3 injured in IED explosion in Yobe. Fresh explosion hits gas facility in Rivers State. Now moving on to more stories, as this year's Eid al-Fitr draws closer, tailors in Jos, the Plateau State capital, are working hard to meet customer demands. While some customers remain hopeful of celebrating in newly sewn outfits, others are skeptical, fearing the familiar disappointment of unfulfilled tailoring promises. Ado Musa completes the report.
During every Salah celebration, many celebrants prioritize getting new clothes to mark the occasion. Most adults purchase fabrics and take them to tailors for sewing, expecting their outfit to be ready in time for the festivities. Speaking to Trust TV, some residents share their experiences preparing for Salah.
Since like early Ramadan, I've took my own to the tailor and then he have finished it. I've collected everything and everything is intact.
Alhamdulillah, we've been able to buy clothes, and our clothes are presently with the fashion stylist. And we are hoping we will get it on time. Because as it is, I can say my fashion stylist does not fail me. So that is why whenever I have my clothes, I do not have problem taking it. In fact, sometimes I give out the clothes the day I will wear them. Like if I'm wearing in the evening, I'll give it to her in the morning. And God's willing, she'll do it on time.
I bought for my children. I take it to the tailor, but somebody like me, I didn't buy it for myself. Why? Due to the daily activities, challenges, and so on. Yes, honestly, I didn't buy it for myself. And then I took it to the tailor, was charging me almost 30,000, 35,000 for my kids only. Things are hard, honestly. Yes.
However, some tailors, while acknowledging low patronage due to the tough economic situation, explain why they sometimes struggle to meet deadlines.
Mutane yawanci su suke jawowa ake jika musu aiki. Domin mutum zai iya kawo maka aiki.
In my case, whenever I give a pick-up date, I ensure customers get their clothes. However, Many customers bring fabrics without making any advance payment or pay too little for materials. This makes it difficult to start the work, leading to delays. Customers often delay bringing their fabrics until the last minute when demand is at its peak. At that point, it becomes difficult to meet expectations, even for regular clients. Added to that, power outages significantly slow down our work. Our business depends on electricity, and without it, we can't work efficiently. The erratic power supply affects how much we can produce daily. Many customers also bring fabrics late, expecting instant delivery. Some tailors, in a bid to make more money, accept too many orders and struggle to keep up. These challenges make it hard to fulfill promises. During festive periods, customers often blame tailors for failing to meet deadlines. However, tailors insist the delays are not entirely their fault, citing financial constraints, power shortages, and last-minute rush orders as major obstacles. Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
A Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) has lifted the suspension on trading in the shares of Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC, allowing shareholders to resume transactions. According to NGX's weekly market report, the suspension was removed on March 20th after the company filed its audited financial statements for the year ending December 31st, 2023, along with outstanding unaudited financial statements for 2024. The suspension, initially imposed on July 8, 2024, was in accordance with NGX's default filing rules due to the company's failure to submit its financial statements on time. With compliance now met, trading in Mutual Benefit Assurance shares has officially resumed. And away from Nigeria, suspected Al-Shabaab fighters attacked a police camp in Kenya's Garissa County near the Somali border, killing 6 officers and injuring 4. The dawn assault, which overran the camp, comes amid rising cross-border attacks by the group. The US and UK embassies have condemned the violence, reaffirming support for counter-terrorism efforts in the region. Kenyan security forces have since launched a manhunt for the attackers, intensifying surveillance along the border to prevent further incursions. Authorities have urged residents to remain vigilant as efforts to curb Al-Shabaab's activities continue. And in sports, former Nigerian goalkeeper Dosu Joseph believes Zimbabwe will struggle to cope with the Super Eagles in Tuesday's 2026 World Cup qualifier in Uyo. Booed by their 2-0 win over Rwanda in Kigali, Dosu says the team's fighting spirit is high, and with Osimhen back in form, Zimbabwe will find it tough. Quote, "I don't see them stopping Nigeria," he said. And with that, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.